Breathing in, I feel nervous. Breathing out, I feel calm. So, difference. How are you today? You enjoy? That's good. So, maybe we ask the sister to turn on the computer. So I would like to share with you a little bit about the Buddhist psychology before we go to the main subject. So you see that the 5 skandhas and the picture, this is the Mandarin, not very beautiful, but can you see it? So in the Buddhist psychology, said that we are made of 5 skandhas: form, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. So form is our body, and feelings, perception, they are also mental formation. Mental formation are like happiness, sadness, hope, despair, depression, or mindfulness. All kinds of things. There are 51 mental formation. And so this mental formation, they were stored in the stored consciousness. So I draw the circle with the stored consciousness. Đi tới cái bài trang kế. Here they don't have the remote control, so I had to ask one sister to sit behind. So you see that's on the thing in the stored consciousness. That is the mind consciousness. We have the A consciousness. So we have eye consciousness, nose consciousness, ear consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, and mind consciousness, and manas consciousness, and the stored consciousness. The stored consciousness where they hold 51 mental formation. So you see on the seat of mindfulness and the seat of sadness. That is also, they are mental formation, but under the form of seeds. In Buddhist psychology, they said that when you are not sad, mean the sadness, they in the form of seeds. So when it's manifest in your mind, consciousness, they become a sadness. So this is the example. But today I will share with you the 5 power in our stored consciousness. But before that, we have the power in our daily life. Usually we see that this is the worldly power. The power is like this kind of power is the power. It pushes us go to the direction of desire about fame, sex, money, consumer, etc. So this kind of power is the negative power, and it's not good. It's not the good power, but they still store in our soul consciousness. But today I will share with you another power. This power, the Buddha says, is help us lost in our practice. They call 5 powers. And do you watch the film of Harry Potter? Harry Potter. In Harry Potter, who watched this film, please raise your hand. Me too. But I did not watch the last film. And we see that in the film, the boy, he got the magic stick, right? So this magic stick helped him to win the evil and to find the happiness for him. So he needs to find the power. It's like the power, but this power is from outside. But this power we have inside of us. Everyone have, but we don't know how to turn it on. We don't know how to use it. So it was like in the store consciousness at the seed. So when we turn on the light, and then the electric is come and make the light. So the power is like energy. The power is the energy in ourselves. So this energy will give us a lot of energy to live in our life. And so this five power is the one the Buddha encouraged us to watering the seeds to come up, so we can use it in our daily life. And this we use for, is forever. We don't worry to be out of electric light. It's every time we want, the power is there in ourselves. So the five power they have, the five elements, is faith, diligence, mindfulness, concentration, and insight. Faith. Faith in Pali words is prada. Every one of us, we have faith in ourselves. But how can we believe something? Because if we don't have faith, we don't have the way to go, we don't have direction to go. We don't know where to go, where to take refuge. So many people, they're looking for the way. And they have to searching many directions. And they go many religion, anything to make them believe. So this faith reminds us in the Buddha times. One day in the Buddha country, and the people in that country is called Kamala. And these people, they came to see the Buddha, and they asked the Buddha, what on the world? There are many ascetics and Brahmin came here to preach us. They exalt their own doctrines and denounce those of others. We did not understand which those were right. And the Buddha said, yes, Kalama, it's right for you to doubt. So these people, Kamala is same as us. Sometimes we don't know who we can trust, we can believe. And we're searching for someone, so we to trust, to believe, and we follow. But the Buddha said, do not accept anything on mere hearsay. You see that? So the first sentence the Buddha teach to Kamala, do not accept anything on mere hearsays. Sometimes we just listen from the other people and we believe right away and we follow that sharing and we think that is true. But finally, we find the opposite side. I remember when my father was alive, and one day he got cancerous tumor, like in his neck. And he was a Chinese man. And the Chinese, they have so many things to believe. And he heard his friend told him that you should find the fresh blood of salamander. Salamander. Even now, until now, some Chinese people, they still doing that. And you should drink the fresh blood, so it's your illness, your cancers, your tumors will be cured. And he followed that. He bought the fresh, the alive salamander, and he asked my mother, take the blood and drink it. So I saw when I was a child, when I was 13, 14, and I looked at my father drinking and said, it's terrible. And he said, this is the medicine. So the people now, there's some people, they still believe some kind of medicine like gallbladder of the bear. They take out and they make to medicine. Or some kind of snake skin, some kind of bone of animal, and to give the cure, the sickness. The people follow that. But in those times, the science not like now, and we didn't know that the animal we kill. When you kill the animal, they give the toxin into the blood. We all know that, right? Because when you kill the animal, they get angry, and the angry it become a toxin and go into blood, into the meat, every in the body. So the more my father eat and drink, the more he gets seriously sickness and every day it became more worse, and his face it turned different, not like a normal. It's soon for 1 year later, my father passed away. So I remember, I never forget about what has happened. So it's really true, like the Buddha said, we cannot accept anything on mere hearsay. It still happens until now for too many people in the world. We still believe something we don't know, we don't understand, we don't see. It's very science, we just follow, very blind. The second line, the Buddha continues said, do not accept anything by mere tradition. This is not easy, because the tradition is sometimes we born from our blood. The tradition is born from our blood, from our bone, from our ancestors. And the Buddha said, why the Buddha said, do not accept anything by mere tradition. And when we're looking deeply into what the Buddha says, and we can see, is sometimes the tradition, we cannot accept it. So, I can share with you one story about this. This is the real story. From my sister, my younger sister, she shared with me. She is live from the mountain in Vietnam. And in her village, when the girls grow up, and any man in the village can come and kidnap the girl and carry home and become a wife. That is the tradition of that village in the mountain. And this happened from the ancient, from her ancestor, until now, in the modern life, they still have. And it happened to her elder sister. And her elder sister was afraid. But their parents cannot say, no, you are not doing that. They had to follow because this is the tradition of village. Can you hear? Yeah. And, so she also afraid, and then she became a nun. And the other 4 girls in the village also became a nun. And now 3 of them live in France and 1 in Thailand. And she shared with me that, it's so many misery about this thing. Many women, many girls, they suffer a lot. But because the tradition, they cannot change. They have to follow that. So we can see that we cannot believe 100% tradition. Some tradition is very beautiful. Like the tradition when your parents pass away, and you remember the day they pass away, you cook the good food, and you bring to the altar and your offering to remember your parents have fed you. This is to repay our gratitude to our parents. So this kind of tradition is very beautiful. But some tradition we cannot accept it. Do not accept anything on account of rumors. So we can see that is happening in our world today. When I just read the news talk about the Tanzania, Tanzania country, and now it's happened in their country. The people, they believe that if someone have a bone, a part of the body of the albino people, albino people who got the sickness about the skin, become white, and then you will get luck, and the money will come to you. And if you want to win election, you want to become a president, you can win the election if you have. So the people, they start to hunt the albino people and to take the part of in the body of that people and sell for $3,000 to $4,000. So because the people, they are poor, so many people, they looking for that, and even the family, one husband, he cut his wife's arms like this to sell for $4,000. So they treat the albino people like a valuable animal. They put the children in the cage, and they're going to sell. But that is happened now in the 21st century in the world. So we can see that the Buddha 2,500 years ago, he said that, but we can see that it still happening until today. Do not accept anything just because it's accord with your scripture. So this is depend on the way we believe in our religion. Do not accept anything by mere supposition. So we remember, I don't know, the year 2012, we know the news about the end of the world. And the people worry, fear, and we go to buy many foods, and we keep in our basement, and we fear, but until now we still survive. The world, the earth, the blue earth, still moving quietly in the universe, and we still survive. It's nothing happened. Do not accept anything by mere inference. Inference. Sometimes we have our inference. Sometimes we believe choose something like more superstition. I don't know. It's happened. For the last few days, when the Blue Cliff monastery site is fell down by the storm because the wind too strong. And one person came to me, and she said, "Oh, this is a lucky sign to our monastery." And I said, "Really? It's not because it's too old." And the Blue Cliff monastery site is many years you didn't repair. So this is a good sign for us to make the new one. To make the new sign, to make the more beautiful, not like to stick there and look boring. So, but I said, don't worry. It's many things happen. And sometimes we lost in our thinking or perception. By inference. We believe to something, but the practice of mindfulness can help us to see things very clear. What is true in our daily life? Do not accept anything by mere considering the appearances. Sometimes we accept that because he is my elder brother, she is my elder sister, he is my teacher, she is my teacher, he is the president of the big country, or she is the prime minister, or she is the saint, Sometimes we just follow the experience outside, and we follow that. We obey very polite way. We can see that it's happened in our world today. Many people have been died by this thing. So, and the Buddha said that phàm sở hữu tướng, giai thị hư vọng. It means the appearance is the illusion. It brings you a lot of illusion. So you should be careful about the appearance outside. Do not accept anything mere because it agrees with your preconceived notion. Sometimes we have our perception about something, and if someone say, "Okay, yes, you are right," and then they give the idea about things, and you said, "Okay, you are on my side. I believe you. I accept what your suggestion, and then we accept. So sometimes we go together, wrong direction, but we didn't know. Because we carry our perception, and we said, this perception is right, and you believe me, and I agree you. So we are the colleagues together to do the wrong thing. We go to the hole of, we jump to the hole of suffering, despair, kill ourselves by this preconceived notion. Do not accept anything merely because it seems acceptable. So the Buddha very careful. He said, you need to be mindful to accept. You think this is acceptable, but in fact, it's no, it's not. You need to be thinking carefully about this. Do not accept anything thinking that the accepted is respected by us. So you see that the one we are respected, we believe it. But the Buddha said, no, not yet. You need to be carefully to be accept what the ascetics told you. Even me, I share with you, do not believe it right away. But the Buddha said, it's not mean everything he denied, no. He just advised us to be more careful. But when you know for yourself, these things are censored by the wise, these things, when performed and undertaking, conduce to ruin and sorrow, then indeed you reject them. So if something, when we do it, we perform it, and we undertaken, and it leads to the sorrow, the ruin, the damage, then we reject. Sorry, I cannot do it. This will kill me and kill my people. This will harm me and harm the environment. So this is very clear, the Buddha said. This was 2,500 years ago. And then he said, when you know for yourself, these things are moral, these things are blameless, these things are praised by the wise, these things, when performed and undertaken, conduce to well-being and happiness. Then you live and act accordingly. So we see that the Buddha said, we can believe if this thing brings us happiness and the other happiness, we can do it, undertaken. We don't need to worry. And then Thầy, our teacher, said, if you have seen the path, this path leads you to freedom, liberation, and transformation of affliction. You have a power. If you have experienced that this path leads in a good direction, you will have faith in your path. It's very clear, the teaching. When I came to the practice, when I came to the Plum village for the practice for many years, they also remind us many times, you should practice. So when you practice, you will take the fruits of practice. It can help you to transform your suffering, your happy energy. So if you transform, you really liberate from your suffering, you will have the faith in the practice. Then you can continue the practice. It's no doubt anymore. Only you don't want to practice. You don't take the fruits of practice. So you continue to have doubt in yourself because you don't really put yourself in the practice. If you are really wholeheartedly in the practice, is no doubt. So I understood what I teaching. We really put aside in practice. And then we will transform our suffering day by day. We cannot like the stick of magic stick of the boy. The practice needs time to grow like the